Hi, this is Mike from Leaderboard. We've got a video today about using ghosts, also known as blinds, uh, on for team events on Leaderboard. This is something a few leagues have been asking for, so we're going to start using that this year in 2025. So here's some details. I'm going to use my um, home league as the demo platform for this as usual. So ghosts or blinds only make sense in certain tournament formats, primarily best ball formats. It doesn't really make sense for things like Pinehurst, Scramble. So it's just for events where there's more than one player on a team, that those team members are playing their own ball, and the idea of the ghost is to fill in teams that are short due to just the numbers that show up. Um, so with those constraints in mind, let's I'm going to create a new best ball tournament on my league here. So we'll just select best ball. I'm going to call this ghost test. Just put a few. We're going to put a no post modifier here, just to it actually won't post until the end of this month, March anyway. But just put that in on the safe side so it doesn't post any scores. And the difference for so on this best ball settings page, you'll see there's a new ghost drop down here. By default, this is none, which means there's no ghosts applied. But you have a couple of choices here. You can either select hidden or visible. So uh, these two things are really the same. It's just a question of whether the ghost player will show up on scorecards and in the results, leaderboards, and so on and so forth. So we'll see the effect of this in a minute. But let's just go with hidden for now, which I think is the sort of normal way to do this. We're going to use, let's set the team size to 4. I don't think there's anything else I need to set. So, okay, let's just hit save. And okay, here's my tournament. So we'll go back to the home page. What we'll do is we're going to let's enter a few teams here. So I'll just put in some semi-random names here. Paul, Brian. So this is obviously just regular. Okay, so here's a regular team of 4 people. Click enter. So let's just say in this example we have 10 players in the field. So we're going to end up with 1 foursome and 2 threesomes. So there's no other way to cut that. So let's enter another threesome here. I'll put myself in this one. So okay, it's just threesome in this group. Hit enter, and then we'll enter another threesome. Obviously, this is a little contrived, but just so you'll get the hang of it, you get the idea. So, who else? Okay. All right, so we've got our 3 teams entered. Now, this is in the normal way. Just refresh this to pick up that. So here's my 3 entries. The ghosts are managed. If you're using ghosts, you manage those through the manage entry screen. So, so here's my team of 4. Here's the 2 teams of 3, and you'll notice here I have the option here to add a ghost player to this team and add a ghost player to this team. The way I've set this up initially is you can only select ghosts players from a team that has a full complement. So, if, for example, it wouldn't make sense to pick a ghost from a team of 3 to add to another team of 3. So, for now, in this small example, the list of candidates is going to be these 4 players here. So let's just add one to this team, and we'll add a different player. Notice that the Paul, because Paul's here, doesn't show up in this list now, so we'll add Bob here. Okay, so now we have, notionally, we have 3 teams of 4. The ghosts, as you can see here, are just highlighted slightly differently with a little icon, and you have this X button to remove the ghost player. So let's say I picked the wrong one here, pick that. Let's try and say we're trying to balance out the handicaps or something, then I can put another ghost in here. Okay, so a couple of other things to notice on this page. These buttons here are disabled, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Let's say let's remove. Okay, so let's look at this example. So this one's slightly different. So I can't post this score yet because there's no ghost assigned to this team, and similarly, I can't post a score here yet because this ghost player has not posted the score. So I can't calculate the best ball for this team until I have all 4 scores available. So until Bob posts his score as part of this team, I can't really do a best ball for this group until that score is posted. So that's something that I may come back to. I'm just trying to be a little bit cautious here. That the note this sort of idea is quite intuitive in terms of plugging in other players into a team, but there's some nuances to it in terms of when things get posted and if teams get edited and so forth. So I've been a little conservative for this first iteration here. So for that reason, these buttons are disabled. I can't and I can't post a score here. So let's just add Brian back here. Okay, so I can't post. Notice also that I can't delete the entry and I can't edit the team because I've got this link. So you can delete the entry by first getting rid of the blind. And similarly, if I wanted to change the structure of this team, let's say I have a new player available. I need to get rid of the ghost first and then add that new team member in the normal way. So, okay, so let's just go for this. So what we should do is let's post the score for this team first. So I'm just going to put in some. It doesn't. These scores don't need to mean anything at this point. So I'll put a few. Oh, a couple of errors here. Okay, so too quick. All right, so here's again the scores are not relevant for this exercise. So let's just post the score, and this is the normal card for best ball. This is a 4-person best ball, so the 4 players and then the team best ball at the top here. Okay, so let's go back to the home page. Go back to the manage screen. So this score has been posted. Now you'll notice that the post score buttons are now available on these 2 teams because the scores for the ghost players are now available. So let's post the score for this team. And again, notice I only have to put the 3 scores here because the ghost player score is already entered. So just quickly put this in. Like I said before, it doesn't really matter what we put in here. Post. Okay, so now we have slightly different here. So we have the 3 team players plus the ghost, Dev, Juan, Eric, and the ghost score down the bottom here. Because we on that initial setting we said that the ghost players would be hidden, then they show up like this, just as a ghost player. So let's put in the other score just to complete things here. Okay, just put in. Oh my goodness, that's bad. Six. Okay, post. And same thing. So here's the 3 players plus the ghost, myself, Dave, Hal, and the ghost player down the bottom here. Now, what else? So now if we go back to the home page, obviously these things are complete now. And we want to show, so let's now do calculate the results. So we're going to go to back to home page. We'll say calculate the results. So this, so similarly here, here's the gross and net. Notice the ghost player's name is hidden because that's the setting that we had on the tournament settings. And why is there no credit? Oh wait, sorry. Let's do set this to default. If I recalculate this, okay, here's the credit. So this is the other thing I want to show you. While the tournament's on auto-calc, the credits aren't calculated, but now I've just put it back to the default state here. So, okay, ghost by default, the ghost will not get any credit. So they're getting credit in their full team, in their underlying team, but not in the team where they're a ghost member. There's a couple of ways you can argue this. You still obviously have the option if you wanted to pay. Let's say you wanted to do partial credit, you can add the credit here if you want to. At the moment, the way I have it set up is that anybody, players that are a ghost on another team, they're not going to get any credit for that. Again, you can override that default by putting some credit here if you want to. And there's no credit on this one on the ghost side. So that's really, I think, pretty much it. We can look at the results same way. This is just the same sort of layout as the calculate results page. The ghosts are hidden here. No credits, as I explained. And then the other way the other thing to look at is if we go to let's go to the settings. Let's say we want to make the ghost visible. You can just change that setting to visible. Hit save. And now if we go back to results. Now the names, they'll still show this indicator that they're a ghost player, but the names are visible now. That's what the difference between the hidden and visible setting is. So my guess is going to be that in most cases you want to keep it hidden. So let's just revert that back. But you can switch between the two. Maybe there's certain tournaments where you want to show and some where you don't. It's going to be up to the individual leagues how they want to do that. So again, here's the ghost back again because we hid the names. That's really it. I don't think there's much more to it than this. Again, because this is only applicable to best ball. There is actually one other tournament format where you could use this potentially, and that's for the odd even. So you could potentially have single players signing up for that, and then patch in somebody else to play alongside in that format. But I think that's pretty much it in terms of stuff on Leaderboard. I mean, there's a lot of variations on best ball, whether it's Stableford or regular best ball. There's different flavors that some leagues have asked for, but the underlying best ball format is really what this is useful for. I think that's all for now. If you've got any questions, I'm going to distribute a document on this as well, just so you've got something to reference. But that's pretty much it. If there's any questions, please get in touch, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.